Now, another concern that was raised yesterday, and this is intriguing. The question is, and a study is being done, and I have a feeling that whoever sets the parameters of the study is going to get whatever outcome they want, but the question has been raised. Are these enhanced injuries on kickoff returns and punt returns, are they a product of the nature of the play, or are they a product of the surface on which the game is being played? And at least for now, there's an effort to press pause and say, wait a minute, are we changing the rules of the game in lieu of just simply changing the playing surface? Are we being so cheap about not putting in proper functional grass fields that are softer and that are safer? There hasn't been a single player who's ever come out and said, I prefer artificial turf. They all say it.
Not one.
They all say, we want grass because it's grass over dirt. It's artificial turf over cushioning over concrete.
Right.
They prefer to play on grass. To a man, they prefer to play on grass. And if the truth is that the injury rates during kickoff and punt returns are higher on artificial turf versus grass, maybe that's a way to not fundamentally change the game, but also make it safer. And that's the one thing. At some point, this roving eye of how do we make the game safer? How do we make the game safer? Oh, we're going to call roughing the passer more aggressively than ever before. Oh, we're going to minimize the kickoff. Oh, we're going to minimize the punt. Oh, we're going to do this. Oh, we're going to do that. At some point, you have to say, we're getting rid of artificial turf, and we are requiring these teams to have real grass and to do it the right way, to not have the slip and slide we saw at Super Bowl 57.
Right.
I'm told the commissioner told his constituents at the meetings that, well, the players were wearing the wrong shoes. That was the excuse for it. Not the various issues that we've seen, and the idea that before the game, somebody said, hey, before the game, it looked like somebody was out there playing golf repeatedly, just divots everywhere before the game. Like, I knew this was going to be a disaster.
Right.
So, I'm not saying bad grass field.
Well, I'm saying that's
good grass field.
Exactly. The shoes weren't the problem. I mean, we had Andy Reid tell us straight up that the equipment guys did a great job. They got the right shoes, thank God. They were still slipping. It didn't matter. You got 300 and 250-pound men on a golf course. It wasn't ready for this kind of, environment or people. So that's a bunch of BS, that comment, that's for sure.
So, but the point is, because that becomes kind of, look, the NFL didn't intend it this way, and the joke that I made during the Super Bowl was, hey, you want grass fields? Here's your grass field. We got your grass field right here.
Yeah.
But that becomes the pushback now. When I say grass fields safer than turf, the response is, oh, what about Super Bowl 57? Well, that's what happens when someone's got their head up their ass as they're getting the field ready.
Right.
So my point is this.
And was anybody hurt in that game? I mean, that's all I want to say, too. Nobody was hurt in that game, were they? There was I don't remember an injury the whole game.
Well, but still, you said, I mean, it's just
it was slippery.
The grace of God when guys are slipping and sliding like that.
Yeah.
The point is this, and hopefully they do a fair, open-minded examination of this question. Do you make kickoff and punt return plays safer if you just say, we're playing all these fields on grass? All these games are going to be grass. Everybody has to have grass. It's going to be expensive. So what? We can all afford it. We all have the money, and it's in the best interest of the players. It's in our own best interest. The one thing, I mean, I know we've said this so many times, I can't remember how many times we've said it.
Right.
The multi-million-dollar investment they made in these players, and they aren't hypersensitive about who cares. Even if you don't care about these players as human beings, and I would submit to you that some owners do and some owners don't. Even if you don't care about them as human beings, don't you care about your own investment enough that you'd want to be sure that they're as healthy as they can possibly be?
Right.
It's ludicrous to me. So maybe this is a way to break that logjam once and for all. Or what's going to happen is, the teams with the owners who are willing to spend the most money, the Walton Penner Group, they spent several $100,000 to put in a new grass field for one final regular season game last year.
Yeah.
One final game. They weren't happy with how the grass was performing. They put in a new field, and the number was several $100,000. Owners like that are going to thrive, and the ones who are cheap that won't do it, that say we're playing on artificial turf and our field's fine. Nothing to see here. Our field's fine. Our field's fine. You're going to suffer the consequences for it eventually.
Definitely. Well, we know that there's already one certain artificial turf, right? I can't remember the exact name of it with the seams or whatever, that does seem more dangerous than the rest. So that's already been documented. So there right away we have that. And then, Mike, you said it, right? I mean, there's and you're right. We've beat this to death, this subject. We've been way ahead of the curve on this. Yeah, owners, you're going to save money because you're going to have guys that, you're paying $20 million a year that are now in a safer environment and don't, have a non-contact, I put my foot in the ground in my ACL tour, and now you're not getting anything back for the money you're paying the guy, and you're going to have to sign somebody else on the roster now and pay him. So, that's where I'd go, okay, financially it makes sense for you owners in the NFL. And then, no athlete. I mean, none. Zero. I've never been around one that would rather prefer to play on field turf over grass. I mean, you can go back to my dad in the 80s. You know where his favorite place to play was? Washington. You know why? Because they've been the only team in the NFC East that had a damn grass field. And his whole team felt like that. All right. So they loved playing Washington because it was a grass field. All right. I mean, when I was with the Tennessee Titans, if Jeff Fisher or we had a little bit of a weather day and he said, hey, we're going to go in the bubble and be on the field turf. I mean, Albert Hainsworth and Tony Brown and Mike Roos, our offensive tackle, they'd all be like, oh, gosh, I hate that crap. It's not the same. One, it doesn't feel the same when you fall on it. It has a reshock value because of the rubber and the way it's built that makes your legs tired and not feel the same, which also I think adds to the ACL issues as well. And then hitting your head on that surface is definitely different than hitting your head on a grass field. There's no doubt. So there's really nothing. There's no reason other than finances of why you wouldn't go to grass. There's no reason. Like we've said, our friends in Europe can appreciate this. All the great soccer players over there, none of them, they're all in their contracts that they don't play on field turf. All of them. So that says a lot, too, and hopefully the NFL can make a change in this department.
This takes me all the way back to 1999. I remember when Hall of Fame defensive tackle Warren Sapp, your former teammate in Tampa Bay, said this: we can send a man to the moon, but we can't grow grass inside. We've got all this technology. It's time for us to put it into play and save some of these careers. That was 24 years ago.
Exactly.
Now, since then, we've seen the systematic removal of the old green cement turf. And if you pull up one of these old games on YouTube, there was a game that I found not that long ago. Oh, I remember when the Steelers got blown out at home week 1 of 1989, 51-0 by the Browns. I found that game because I just wanted to see how it went so sideways for the Steelers, because that never happens. When you pull that game up, it is like you're watching a different sport from a different time, from a different world. You've got all that slick, flat green with no effort to even make it look anything remotely like grass.
Patched in on the baseball field, right?
Carpet. Yes, with seams everywhere.
Right.
And you've got grown men wearing Halloween costume uniforms with the flimsy old helmets and the old face masks and big giant pads. It's really something to see. It is a far different look and feel than today's NFL. But so good news is they got rid of that stuff that your dad used to get slammed around on.
Right.
But the stuff that took its place isn't safer. It isn't better. There's no replacement for a good grass field. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.